Yo, what's going on? We are back here on McKola TV for another Aftermath Live. Myself and, of course, Dean in the house. Manchester United beat Bournemouth this weekend. It's good to come into it on the back of a win. And, of course, it's been a while since we did one of these chats. The last one was about all the contracts that were going on. The one before that was a few weeks before that one. So it's been about a month ago. And we were speaking about Jose Mourinho's future because it was in doubt at that time. Obviously, a lot has changed since then, or has it? Let us know what you guys are thinking in the comments below about Manchester United at the moment. But we're here to talk Manchester United, that result against Bournemouth, Jose Mourinho, and of course the question in the title, Romelu Lukaku was out for United. United seemed to play better football, at least in the final third. Is that what the future looks like for United? A front three without Romelu Lukaku. What do you guys think about that? And of course, Dean's here too. Straight Up Dean's in the house. Make sure you subscribe into Straight Up. The link's in the description below. And follow Dean on Twitter. What's going on, Dean?
I'm watching Sunday, innit? It's chilling, innit? Obviously, I'm watching into that. I didn't get to watch none of the football today, but obviously saw the United game yesterday. Obviously, got dug out in the last couple of minutes, innit? So it's
always good to win a game like that.
Yeah, of course, innit? Obviously, we needed the points, to be honest. It's not even like I wasn't even when I seen it when we were still drawing. It's like if we do draw the game, like it's unbearable to think of in terms of moving forward. Because again, like there was that kind of momentum from the Newcastle game, and obviously then we've had Juventus. And
no one expected us to beat Juventus, even though it was a bad performance in it. I think that's why that didn't kind of affect the morale. I think beating them would have been a huge boost, but it didn't affect things because they were so much better than us in it, which is bad at the same time.
Especially at Old Trafford, you know, them ones like. Obviously, even if it for me in that game, I mean, it was more that we need to kind of show more intent, but Juve are our class side, to be honest. Like arguably one of the best in Champions League this year.
100%. They're one of the favourites for it, but we still should have been a lot better. We'll talk about that in a bit anyway, because we've got so much to catch up on. We got Sam Scholes in the comments, BMW Racing, Nathan, Chris, Danny, and so many more as well. We had Gov Bandicoot was chatting to himself earlier before we got started. Nice to see Gov in the comments as well. Jesse as well. So thank you to everyone for joining in, and you, Edward. Not going to forget you. Make sure you're keeping it locked out of McKola TV, subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing. We'll have the regular content back for you now as well. We're back in full effect. We've been away because been so busy doing things away from Adam McKola TV, which has been a shame. Straight Up's gone nowhere as well. We'll be back with that, but we're talking United today. And that game, like, it's weird because I thought we were poor, but at the same time, I felt we'd get a winner. Even with like 2 minutes to go, I felt we'd get a winner.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of felt the same, but at the same time, it was like I was just thinking it's that same old one step forward, 2 steps back. Like we keep kind of doing that, and I think, especially for me, when Rashford missed a chance, you know what I'm saying? Like when he hits the defender on the line, it's like hit it anywhere else and you score, and it's like the chance he scores is arguably harder, and it's like if you see it's bare looking, like, you know, like the way like the
I think he calmed down a bit as well though.
Yeah,
like because he could have like fouled the defender or like just kicked him or like done anything, but he kind of waited for the ball to bounce, and then it was a bit of luck, because the defender could have cleared it.
Like it's really, obviously you need pieces of luck in it, but for me, you just got to put the easier chance away. But when we missed that, it's just one of them. It's like, you know, when you start missing chances, you should be scoring. It's like it's gonna be one of them things where you watch on matchday, and it's like, who's gonna rip in the stars?
Because Herrera curled one just wide.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It was a good shot that was.
Yeah, he had a couple of chances. Herrera did, and again, it's like, I think for other teams, or not necessarily for other teams, but I think a team who's gonna get back into the game and win it, then go in. Like, you know, one of Herrera's going.
To be fair to Jose, I thought the substitutions did change the game. Although I would have brought Herrera on for Matic, not Fred, because I thought Fred did all right. I don't think he really deserved to come off, but the introduction of Herrera was massive. Why doesn't he start more games, man? It's really weird, isn't it?
I don't know. Like, it's like in Mourinho's first season, he was on some.
I think didn't he get Player of the Season or Players Player of the Season?
I think so.
One of the two.
But he was class that season. You think, for me, I was thinking he's gonna kick on from there, and especially at Pogba for a second season. But the second season of Mourinho, he kind of stalled, and obviously now that's why he's not starting. Obviously we bought him Fred. For me, I didn't think he did that much, so it didn't surprise me when he went off. But I can see your point with Matic, but I just think we know with Mourinho, like he's always gonna want someone who can just do that defensive role, and he's more time gonna keep.
I just feel like he's hindering us at the moment.
So at times he's awful. Pereira, like for us, I think can do a job there because he's tidy on the ball, and I think sometimes that's our problem. It's our inability to kind of move with the ball, and it's like it's very a bit static, you know. And then ones like you know what I'm saying, we're not moving it about, and it's like because we got players like Matic in the middle, and I think. Herrera, obviously, he's very mobile, and I think like you said, I think he's kind of changed the game.
I don't even think Matic is a bad player. I don't think you become a bad player overnight. I think he's obviously getting older, and he needs to be played less because of it. And I think, obviously, Mourinho kind of demands from all of his players to be prepared to play week in, week out. But I think sometimes you've got to kind of wrap players in cotton wool, and I think Matic is vital for some games. But not for every game. And I just think playing him is doing him more harm than it is good. Like it's not even a thing when I'm saying drop match, like get him out of the team. You know, one of them angry ones. It's just like he just looks so whack at the moment, and it's not fair on him. It's not fair on the team. It's not fair on the players around him. And it's just frustrating, especially when we've got Herrera on the bench.
But I think obviously Mourinho's going to do it because he's not. You look at our defence, like when they scored. To be honest, like if you look at De Gea's reaction here, I've seen it, and again, De Gea's just like, yo, you know, and was like again, you know, like what, like, and it's like obviously, I think Mourinho's came out and said obviously he may not sign a new contract. I don't know how true that is, isn't it? But it's like if you was De Gea, innit, you're the best keeper in the world. Like what, like we play, like you know what I'm saying? It's baffling at times. The way we defend at times is baffling. We've got teams like Bournemouth just cutting us open, and it's so shocking to see.
The football was so poor in the first half. It was like same old. That's why I know the question on the show today is like, are we better without Lukaku? But it's hard to kind of say that because yes, in the second half it was better, but in the first half it was pretty poor. It could have been because there was a fair few changes in the team, but I think we've seen that so much from United that it's not really an excuse. Like it's a common theme where United are just poor. Why do we have to go behind to start reacting? And I think even when we got the goal, we didn't really deserve the goal. I think Alexis Sanchez and Ashley Young created that opportunity out of nothing. Good run from Anthony Martial. He's not going to miss that 10, 11 yards out. Tucks it in. 5 and 5 for him now. Absolutely on fire. Top goal scorer. And United with Sanchez, Rashford and Martial, we looked a lot more fluid. Do you think United are better without Romelu Lukaku?
I think so. Yeah. Like I'm a kind of a
long term.
I think again, like a lot of people I know who are like anti Mourinho, for example. To me, it's like obviously this is the style of play we have in terms of like we don't do this high press that like Liverpool and City do, but you can't do that with Lukaku in your team. You can't do a high press with Lukaku in your team. He's not mobile enough, and it's like I just think I always think it's like if we have Kane up front, his ability, like you know, not necessarily going at goal, but his link-up play is a lot better, and Lukaku can't do it. He hasn't got the feet to do it. He's not. When you seen in yesterday's game when Pogba and Shaw and Martial linked up, I think when they played down the wing, when Shaw goes through on goal, you know what I'm saying? Lukaku can't get involved in that kind of took it like you know what I'm saying, interfere quick back around the corner. And he can't do none of that. And I think a lot of the times, even Sanchez, I think looked a lot better yesterday because when, for example, Pogba's got the ball, like Pogba's lethal in terms of putting through balls through, and I just don't think Lukaku ain't got. It's like he's got the brain for it, but he's not got the capability to carry it out. Like he's quick. It baffles me. You're quick and strong, but yet you don't seem to show none of this. Like, and it's like I think when we've got someone who's more mobile, it's like Pogba looks better because he's able to knock the ball. Like there's more options for him now to play the ball and look good. And it's like for me, Lukaku just slows us down. Like I say, technically at feet, he's awful. I was at the Juve game, and it's like I remember when he tried to switch the ball, he managed to switch it out of play, and I'm like, bro, like,
I feel sorry for him at the moment because I think his confidence is shot to bits, and I think as a result, he's playing so poor. Like everything's just got. I don't think he's a bad player, Lukaku, and I think there is a way where United can get him in a front three and we could play some fantastic football.
I think he's on the right,
but I don't think. I do agree that I would like to see this Sanchez, Rashford, Martial, or even Sanchez, Martial, Lingard on the right in the next game. Like, I don't think we should bring Lukaku in. But that's not me necessarily saying I think United are better off without Lukaku in the long term because I'm a huge fan of Romelu Lukaku. He gets a lot of goals. Last season he scored 27 goals and we didn't create mad amount of chances for him. And I think this season, I think he's suffered. The team's been playing poorly as a whole and he's suffered with them. And I think he has to take some personal responsibility for his form. But I don't think he's finished because of it. And I think there's still a way we can get the best out of him. United don't play great football. You know what I mean? And if we're playing better football and he just does what he's good at and stays in that 18-yard area, Romelu Lukaku's a beast. But I think we're expecting things of him that he's not great at. And when he's been poor, he's even trying to do those things. It's like, you're not that guy.
Yeah, but I think at the same time, it's like there's things that Lukaku does, not just in terms of going towards goal. As a lot of people don't like it with Mourinho, because like for example, he gets onto Martial saying he can't defend or whatever. But the way the game's going now, like a lot of people are having to defend from the front. You look at all the other top teams; a lot of them kind of do that. Obviously now with this high press, and I think Lukaku's not helping us as much going forward. But you think defensively, like I said, if you can't do a high press, it's like I think it may have been Harry Redknapp. I think had comments about the Juventus defenders when Mourinho came out and said obviously there was class, and he was saying obviously if you got so much time, you're gonna look good in it. And it's like because when we're playing Lukaku up front, he doesn't put pressure on them. But all through our team, you know what I'm saying, we don't they're able to just literally go from defence to midfield so easily. Like opposition teams are because there's no pressure up top. Or like as soon as it's around Lukaku, he's just like that slow kid at school, you know, where like you could, you know what I'm saying, like you just absolutely just walk past him on it.
And I think Sanchez and Rashford, even when they don't score, they offer something in terms of. I think Sanchez's movement was fantastic yesterday. Rashford's movement was very good. Missed, a chance he has to be tucking away. But hopefully now that he's got that goal, we'll see a different Marcus Rashford in front of goal and one that's not snatching at his opportunities. Because even his goal, I know, I think to have a calm head when everyone's going mad in the 90 whatever minute, I think that shows good signs for a player. But he even snatched at the shot a little bit. Asim says a lot of you man need to show Lukaku on his day is unstoppable. We all see him in bossing it at the World Cup. That player is in there somewhere. But the problem is he's burnt out at the moment and he needs a rest. Is Romelu Lukaku suffering from the same thing that Matic is suffering from at the moment? Being overplayed and not being dropped and not being held accountable for his form so that he just keeps playing and playing and playing and playing and his form's not getting any better.
I disagree because it's like the way he plays it. Like I said, if you're not scoring whatever, but every single defender who comes across here, I don't think it's like when teams come to Old Trafford and the centre backs are having a quiet shift on that, not even dirty on that because Lukaku don't even put himself about. Like he's a unit, you know what I mean? And it's like he don't even bunks, man. Like he wins no he wins no headers. Like you know what I'm saying? Like for such a big geezer, like he mistimes his jumps and everything, and he never seems to. He don't even challenge he wasn't a great striker, but like a Duncan Ferguson or something, mad. He's mad different from Lukaku. But at least when he was whack, your man was like he was making defenders shook and you know what I mean. It's like he's hitting with elbows and flipping just bonks.
Even if you look at United strikers, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, he had a lot of games where he was poor, but he still offered he'd still come out of it thinking he missed so many sitters today, but his other play was okay. It was we're not seeing that from him.
Look at Ibrahimovic can't even run really, you know them ones and that's kind of like.
Just says people are going too far with Lukaku, but he has been poor. Jacob thinks he's great. Lukaku can only play one style of play. He doesn't adapt, and that's why you only see him score against the smaller teams. Says Adrian, you think that's a good point? Do you think he's a flat track bully like he has been accused of being in the past?
I thought it was a
flat track bully. scores his goals against the lesser team.
You can argue that.
I don't
he's
think
done it. I think he's done it at poor teams. Or to be honest,
Yeah.
What he did at West Brom, I think he single-handedly made that team. Like I think they finished one of the highest finishes. I think when he was in the team. But again, for me at that time, he was kind of. For me, he looked more like a Drogba, and like he's nothing like Drogba. Okay. And it's like you can tell Mourinho likes that kind of forward. Lukaku's running up that. He's nowhere near a Drogba, because Drogba, like I said, Drogba technically, like, for me, he wasn't that great. Some people would argue he's technically or whatever.
No, he wasn't technically.
For me, he's not. But he was strong and he put himself about. So even when he wasn't scoring, he's making it hard for defenders. And I think Lukaku, if he just did that, he improved. Like he would be. You know what I'm saying? You would. I would probably want you in the team more, because obviously you can finish, but at the same time, I think this season he's had a lot of chances he should have buried.
Now I can't remember who said it, but someone said they don't think United can win the Premier League with Lukaku in it.
Scholes, I think, said that.
So I'll ask you that question: do you think a team can win the Premier League with Romelu Lukaku as their main man up top?
I think you could, innit?
I think you can.
Your wingers and that could compensate.
I think he's a very good striker. I don't think he's. I think he's top 10 strikers in the world.
But there is a shortage of top strikers in he's because it's at the same time, it's like, to be honest, when I was having this conversation, I think at Juve again, it's like at the time when we needed a striker and we did need a striker, he was the best available, really. Like again, I didn't really want Morata for me. He didn't turn that great out at Chelsea, but Lukaku's good, but he's not a Lewandowski, he's not a Cristiano Ronaldo, he's not, you know what I'm saying, he's not a Suarez even, you know what I'm saying, like he's, in terms of finishing, I don't think, but obviously he's the best of what was
I think his finishing is his strong point.
To be honest, I think his finishing is awful, man. Like, I thought at times, it's like, for me, Andy Cole, at times, like, he needed several shots to, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's a myth, bro.
Man.
That's a myth, bro.
Like, he wasn't,
God,
was clinical.
Nah, that's a myth.
Clinical, you know, that. When Ruud van Nistelrooy went through on goal, yeah. Like,
that's a myth perpetuated by Dan Huddle. Trust me, Andy Cole's the guy. We didn't need.
Yeah, top striker and that, but I'm just saying, like, he's not as good a finisher as Ruud van Nistelrooy. Ruud van Nistelrooy is a good finisher, you know what I'm saying?
You said something that's a myth. That is a myth.
I just don't think he's that, like, he's not. I think there's better finishers than him for me.
I mean, what magnificent thinks you can win the league with a Lukaku up top if he gets proper service. How and why do football players lose their confidence so easily, and what does it take to get it back without scoring? They're just doing the simple things.
But it's like, come on, it's like there's confidence here, but it's like you're telling me you can't touch the ball, like you can't switch the ball, you can't like, you know what I'm saying, like it's so his feet.
So that's what he's asking. Like, how do you think they can get their confidence back if they're not scoring?
But I think at the same time, he's never played around the players he's playing around now. You know, ones you've not had a Pogba in behind you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't had a Martial on the wing. You
should be playing better there.
You know what I'm saying? You haven't had to do interlinking play and all that. And I think, because I think Rennie Mulenstein came out with something a couple of years ago talking about when he said he don't think Lukaku's a United striker, and it's he's off the ball stuff, and that United you do have to be good at that. And I think that's the only thing for me. So, and I think personally, although you could win the league with Lukaku, I think the way football's going though, with, like I say, and everyone's proper like their need for this attacking football, and it kind of does start from this like high press. Lukaku can't do that. So to me, it's like when I was watching the game the other day, so I'm thinking, right, he's been dropped twice now, and it's like, you know, moving forward, he could quickly get taken out of that team where he's not. Like when we do just look simply better because we're able to defend from the front, and even that's going to cause people problems. And it's like when
could you see a point where he becomes just like a Fellaini figure?
I wouldn't. To be honest, like I think that's the thing. It depends how. For example, Sanchez. If Sanchez if he starts against Juve and scores, you know what I'm saying, or we win that
then
game.
You can't take him out of the team. You can't take him.
And it's like, you know what I'm saying. And Sanchez is like he's a good finisher, and it's like he looks better through the middle. For me, he's best through the middle.
Do you think that's what we saw on Saturday?
Yeah, I think the only thing I get for him is like he's small, so like whipping balls, we're not going to be doing great for him. But to be honest, we can't cross, so we need to be playing balls on the front. It's like Sanchez is just, for me.
I think the best thing that we have though is that like some of the best football we play is when Matt and Martial, Pogba get the ball at their feet.
Yeah.
Like that left hand side, Pogba, Martial, Luke Shaw, fantastic. I think we can build something like that on the right hand side. and then have a strong spine to the team, will go a long way towards finally getting that team that we hope to have. Because that is doing a big thing down the side. Now we've got to hope that we see that for the rest of the season. That Pogba, Martial, Luke Shaw on the left. Then if you can get that middle bit and the right bit right, flying. The right-hand side, though, do you think Rashford should keep his spot for the next game? Or Lingard or Mata? Because that right-hand side is still way open. You look at that. And we haven't got the luxuries of what we have on the left-hand side. Valencia's positioned up in the air. Hasn't played for a while. Ashley Young's playing there at the moment. You can't say that's a long-term choice. We've got Diego Dalot. You look further forward, the right-hand side of the midfield, Fred, Herrera, they keep getting chopped and changed. Then further forward, you've got Rashford's playing there, Lingard can play there, Mata can play there. You mentioned Lukaku playing there. And I see why you say that because of what he did.
He can cross better than anyone else in that team.
Because he does it how he wants it.
But it's like, no one else can cross, and that's arguably his biggest threat really is kind of in the air. And you really get the service. So, like I said, I think for us moving forward, I think it's what we need to do. We need more energy up front, and I think Lukaku just slows us down. I think for me, there's your man saying about you can win the league with Lukaku, but imagine if we had Harry Kane. For me, I think Harry Kane's one of the best off the ball as well, and he could bring people into play. I just think if we had Harry Kane, we could tear. I think we would be able to score a lot of goals and then not have to worry about our defense. But it's because at the moment, currently for me, our striker's not able to bring as many people to play. Zlatan did that better than Zlatan wasn't as mobile as Lukaku is, but he's for me had more influence in terms of the way we attack because of his ability to get feet and stuff. Because technically, there's still not many people better than Zlatan really, and I think Lukaku's kind of a polar opposite to that. Like you see the memes with Timberlands on and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, that's taking the piss. You get me? But it's like his touch at times is like that. You get me?
Yeah.
Like he's wearing Timbs and
it's frustrating, man. Because now I think playing to his strengths, get the ball in behind him. He looks good, but he's at the moment he's not doing the simple things. He's not asking for the ball. He's not demanding the ball. He's not challenging for aerial balls. He's not doing anything really. So you can't play him. You can't justify playing him at the moment. I wouldn't bring him back. That's for sure. Although against Juventus, how would you play him? Do you still go with that front three of Rashford, Sanchez, and Martial?
I think I would. Yeah. I think let them play him. I think I know you're saying about in terms of Rashford potentially being dropped, but if he's scored, I'll keep him in the team. I think, to be honest, when I looked at that group, I kind of ripped both of those games off. To be honest, and just think I think if we can get 10 points out of the other two teams, then we go through. So again, I think for me the pressure's up because I don't go into that game anticipating, you know what I'm saying, expecting a win. It'd be nice,
especially after the home game. The home game was a disgrace, to be honest.
But I just think if we play mobile forwards as well, I think their centre backs will be under more pressure, and they're old. You know what I'm saying? They're good defenders, but they're kind of old. You know what I'm saying? It's like
the pace will stretch them.
Like Pogba, for me again, Pogba's
Herrera has to play this game. I'd play Herrera, Fred, and Pogba personally. I don't think we should be playing match, but then against this old Juventus side, maybe that's where we're coming to.
They was pinging it about. There's nothing joy down the right, and that, you know what I'm saying, So at the same time, we do need to be at the races kind of thing, but I think we need to have more of attacking for it because that's what we didn't do in the first leg. For me, the first game against them.
I'm actually worried for our future in the Champions League at the moment. If we don't get anything from the Juventus game, which is possible, which is likely, you're then looking at Valencia won a home game in La Liga this season, but they'll probably win against United away. And we've got Young Boys at home, which should be a given. So we probably need to go to Valencia and win. And depending on what United turn up.
That's a tough aspect, isn't it?
So I'm a little bit worried, and I don't want us to. I'd rather us finish fourth in the group than third in the group. I don't care about Europa League.
I think obviously we need to obviously be going out to Juve, obviously looking to get a result in it. Like we can
beat them when you look at the players that we have on paper, but
It's a tough aspect. Strange things
Why not beat?
I'm not anticipating, but I just think, like I say, for me, it's like if I see, again, this is like I do like Lukaku, but it's like if he starts, I think there's like, you know what I'm saying. Like if I see the team before it starts, and it's like Lukaku starting, I just think we've lost even we're gonna lose quicker. But I think we've got a mobile front three. Like I think we can start disrupting them, because like I say, that was the main problem. I think in the first game was that they just had so much time, and we give them so much respect. I seen Luke Shaw say something about in terms of maybe we offer them too much respect, and so obviously they're good, but come on, man, just have it like kind of get in and about them and that. But obviously you have to see.
Your group says, what do you think of United in the Champions League? We've kind of just discussed that right now. Chung could be like a new signing at right wing. So Ben, Douglas Costa and Matuidi picked up injuries, both are important players for them. They dominated us at home, says Adam. Matic plays like he has Mourinho. That's his top. What are you saying? What was you going to say then?
I just think in terms of like, the one thing that I don't like now about United is like, does anyone in Europe really look at look at us and think that you don't want that title? You know, I think, to be honest, that's the thing. I think for me, I think we're too easy to play against. That's the problem. I think again, people don't want to hear, like, obviously we should be kind of on the front foot, but defensively, I just think we're just so easy to kind of walk through, and I think teams inevitably get chances. That's why they score goals against us.
We're so weak defensively, and that's what like with a Jose Mourinho team, you usually expect the defence to be good. Not the case. Our organisation is awful. Like, I understand we need a centre half, but you need it to be better than that, man.
But
like,
yeah,
it's
I think
shambolic. And I think again, Matic, like, I know Smalling was awful against Bournemouth. I think Lindelof started to play better. Smalling's gone backwards again, as you'd expect with him. Matic isn't playing great, and I think just that central area just leaves us so weak. Bournemouth, I know they play good football, but they were knocking it about so easy. And their goal, I know that the problem came on the wide area when he found the space. But you look at Luke Shaw's got into a central area because it's come from a corner. And he's thinking, I don't need to go back out to the left wing because there's two man over there. But they just fall asleep. I think it was Mata and someone else. Fall asleep, and he gets in, and it's just shambolic defending. We need some good centre halves, man. Where's Bailly? What the fuck's going on with Bailly? Travels in the squad.
I'm saying he travelled down there and then in the squad. Like, I don't know, man. For me, like, it's like that season he was by far our best centre back. To be honest, I think at that time I could have played centre back alongside him and looked half decent. Like, but the way he was kind of mopping up for two people, sort of thing. But it baffles me. Like, I couldn't. You hear obviously he's kind of fell out with Jose. You hear similar things with Valencia. Obviously, I don't think there's obviously where the smoke, you know what I'm saying, is usually fire. It's like, but he has been the better. Like last season,
those issues though, you got to put them out the way. Look at the defence, man. Like, you got to try and get your best players playing. Bailey's clearly one of our best defenders. You've got to try and get him back into the team somehow. Surely, like, what the hell's going on? He's in the matchday squad. He's fit. Why isn't he playing? Just even if it's on like, it's just tiring. All this stuff is. Yagub says he's still believing in Jose. Let's bring that for the last topic. Last time we spoke about Jose Mourinho's job being on the line, potentially. And we wouldn't have been surprised to have seen him sacked at that point. We've got a big week coming up, Juventus and Manchester City. 2 games, let's be honest, we go into both those games as the underdogs. Both of them. Man City away, Juventus away. But 2 games that if we win them, could be a huge boost. But if we lose them, like, because we've won some games recently, but it still feels like we're in the same, we're just treading water in it. A defeat or 2 and we're back to square one. Is that how it feels with you?
Yeah, like I say, like with the game yesterday, like if we don't score in the last minute, it's just like, it's the same thing. It's like, you know what I'm saying, again, we're 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Like, at the same time as well, it's like, for me, it's like, I think a decent team can put us to the sword, you know what I'm saying? For me,
easily.
I know, like, I think Paul Mercer, like, some black over saying about, you know, like, Arsenal is kind of that's kind of about waiting to happen sort of thing, but I think with us as well, I think that is kind of waiting to happen. Like, a Juve team, if they get chances, I think they're more than likely to take their chances. I think even in the first game against them, if we don't have the hair and goal, but the chance from Ronaldo goes in, you know what I'm saying? Probably a couple class save, like, and it's like again, I think the way obviously City put 6 past Southampton, I think today.
I think we played better in the second half than Bournemouth, but that's Bournemouth. Do you know what I mean? And I think that it's a different level up now, and that's the problem with United at the moment. We don't know who's going to turn up, what's going to turn up. And that's why I think the uncertainty is still there with the manager. Like, I don't think it looks like he's lost the dressing room, which was believed to have been the case before. Players still seem to be playing for them, but they're not responding to his football, because we've seen we fall behind in games and then have to recover and have to go. So, like, it kind of still feels like everything is up in the air, because, yes, we've improved in the league, but it's not good enough. If we get knocked out of the Champions League, the talk starts again. So it's a big week this week, isn't it? Because if we beat City, look, we beat them last season. It's not impossible. If we beat City, we're kind of right back in the mix with the top 4 and all that. Even though there'll still be like 4 points ahead of us, but you're still kind of back in the mix. But if we lose, we're going again. You know, you're 10 points away from the top 4, and you're in November, and then you're thinking, you know,
but City is one, especially look at our statistics on. Again, I'm not all for statistics, because I think sometimes they do overshadow performance. But the fact that we always concede early against City, we definitely can't be doing that.
We will know that's fucking problem.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the way they play. Like
they scored in like a minute.
That's what I'm saying. But it's like we can't. We need to cut that out. To be honest, I mean, I think Jose said something about it. It's like we do need to cut that out. Like I say, for the hair.
But then, bro, like, you're the manager. You get me. We're seeing so much from the team. You need to sort this out. Like, what are you like?
Man's got Ashley Young playing right back there.
Ashley Young wasn't the worst guy.
No, but I'm just saying, like, as a defense, like when you set up on a defense, your options on right back are Valencia, Young, and Delo. You know what I'm saying?
So then why not try and fucking blood in the Young guy? You get me, like?
I mean, they're still gonna be young, and you know what I'm saying?
So what, man? So what? Your old geezers ain't doing nothing.
But that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying the old geezers are like both of them are naturally right wingers. That's our choices of
in 2010.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're setting up a defense and then like City, Carl Walker there, it's like, bro,
when we played Real Madrid and Ronaldo in Fergie's last season, Valencia, Young and Smalling played.
We lost that game.
We drew one, we lost one. But I'm just saying, like, Ronaldo played against them then and now.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing. It is really embarrassing. God. What do you think is going to happen this week, Dean?
Hopefully we get a positive result, and hopefully we don't lose on it. Like, it's mad to, like, at the same time, they're 2 tough games. Away to Juventus, away to City. I don't like gas City, but they're 2 of the best teams in Europe. You know what I'm saying? City are on a tail right now, slapping teams for 6 and that. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna be confident. Obviously they're at home. To be honest, so I don't think it matters.
Would you take 2 draws if it was offered to you now?
Yeah, you probably. I'll take 2 draws, to be honest. I think obviously both of them are favourites at home. So if you get a draw in both of them, get a point in Champions League, I think we'll get to 10 points, and we definitely take a point from them.
I think we can beat both of them. But that's not saying I think we will.
I think we'd have to have, De Gea's going to have a games with his life. And, I think whoever plays in centre back's going to have a good game as well. But it's going to be interesting, I think, like I said.
It'd be nice if we get to see Bailly back and Matic dropped.
I just don't see that.
That'd be great.
I mean, but I think moving forward, like I said, my point about Lukaku in terms of if he don't start both of these games, it's a big kind of call, really. You know what I'm saying?
And depending how the top front 3 perform, though, as well, I guess.
Yeah, the opportunity's there, though. Like if they get, obviously you got Rashford scored against City like in his first season. You know what I'm saying? You got to take your chances. Like I ain't gonna say he's gonna start doing that, but there's opportunity there for him to do. The opportunity was forced to upset him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, for me, I don't think it matters the fact that it's away at City, because to be honest, when we play at home, we play like the away team anyway. So
Mo said he'd bite your hands off for 2 draws. Josh Jerry says 2 draws is dead. Consider where we are. I think that's why some of us would take
But,
it.
but 2 losses is dead. You get me? Like you go for it's one of them, man. Like
This is where we are, though, and that's the problem, innit? And that's really
where they are, innit? You know what I'm saying?
no. But I think that's where we are, and I think in Jose Mourinho's 3rd season, no one expected to be in this position, and I think that is the problem ultimately.
But if this was Football Manager, yeah, if you're looking at them fixtures, yeah, like you know what I'm saying, you can't expect to get a win away at City.
No, not at all.
So it's
the
like
fact that we're not even hopeful of it.
You don't get beat away.
The fact we're not even hopeful of it is a bit embarrassing.
I think
if Liverpool had Juventus and City away, they'd be going into them games thinking they can win. If City had Juventus and United away, they'd be going into them games thinking they could win. Realistically, so would Tottenham. But we don't, and that's a problem.
I think we do, innit? I think the players themselves, the most think between them, the most think they can win.
Oh yeah, I think the players.
I think as fans, I think sometimes we play.
But I think the expectations from fans
you know
are realistic at times.
They have the capability to win any game in reality, but I think we do. I just don't think that's the kind of the aura that we give off. Is that because again, it's like especially the way we do it now, we concede no goals. It's like we're now always kind of like just going home because we're losing anyway, you know them ones, and that's how we're kind of getting back into games because we're like just like forget all the team talk. You get me? Like we're just gonna have to go for it. That's because that's kind of what happens on it. Like when we're going behind, it's just like obviously the way we've been set up ain't working, so we have to just go for it.
Russell and Oscar singing the Martial song in the comments to try to cheer the mood up. Mo says we're hoping to not get embarrassed. Jose masterclass against City. Ben, imagine if we beat Juve 4-0 in Turin, says Russell. I want whatever you're on. But I think on that positive note, we should head off. We'll try to do something else this week as well. I'm trying to get regular videos back up on here and have much more coming your way as well. Keep it locked to McKola TV. Subscribe to Straight Up. The link is in the description below. Follow Dean on Twitter as well. His handle is right there. Thank you for watching today. Dean, before we go, 2 predictions. Manchester United against Juventus, scoreline.
2-2.
Manchester United against Manchester City.
1-0 United. It'd be mad if it'd be so mad. Imagine we get a clean sheet against City. That would be insane. I think we can pinch it, to be honest. I
think we'll pitch it, but if we do, we won't keep a clean sheet.
That's the thing. It's like, to be honest, a clean sheet is like we can't.
We'll pitch it 5-4. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching today. We'll be back soon as well. Sorry for disowning you. Subscribe, like, and share. See you later.